Hey folks, in this video, I am looking at 5 bluegrass guitars that are under $1,000. Okay, so if you are just getting into the genre and you're looking for a semi-affordable guitar to get started with, this is the video for you. Also, if you are just looking for an upgrade, keep watching. I'm going to go through some specs here, share with you what I think makes a good instrument. My name's Cody, by the way. I went to school at ETSU's Bluegrass and Old Time Country Music program, so I'm a bluegrass nerd, and I've got some things to share with you about these guitars, and some of it comes from personal experience. I'm on sweetwatermusic.com. All these guitars will be below in the description. If you use those links, it'll help me out at no additional cost to you, and it really supports the channel and helps me keep creating content like this. First on the list, a Martin Sweetwater Select Vintage Inspired Road Series D10E Acoustic Electric Natural with Aging Toner. Okay, try saying that 10 times fast, okay? Couple things here. I had to put a Martin on this list or else, I can't call myself a bluegrass picker. However, I think that, and even though this is the most expensive guitar on the list today, it's coming in at $999, you are getting perhaps the least amount of guitar, okay? So everything else is going to be a bit cheaper. The real big add-on to this guitar is it comes with a pickup, okay? Which can cost you an extra at least $100, all the way up to like $500-600, okay? So that's the big added bonus here. But this is made of solid spruce top with sapelli back and sides, okay? If I'm pronouncing that right. That's the big drawback here. Sapelli is really not a wood commonly found in bluegrass style dreadnoughts, and so you're going to most likely not have a clear, defined punchiness if you're playing this Martin here, which you really sort of need in the bluegrass world. But it is a dreadnought guitar. It's not an ugly guitar. It's specific to Sweetwater Music, so this is only available at Sweetwater. So they've got like a special deal set up. Headstock, it's got that classic headstock. Really looks quite classic, all right? It does come with that pickup, and it looks like, I'm not sure if that's like a Fishman pickup. We'll check the specs here below. And it does also come with a gig bag. Okay, now I was wrong about the pickup in it. It's not a Fishman. It's just a Martin E1 preamp. It's what it's called. The nut and saddle are made out of tusk, which there's nothing wrong with that. But quite generally speaking, on a higher end bluegrass model guitar, you're going to want bone, okay? But like I said, these aren't the worst specs. Let's take a look at the reviews real fast. And there's not many of them. So Kenneth from Orlando, Florida says, after many months of researching mid-range price acoustics, I made the decision to pre-order this guitar for 2 reasons. First, this is interesting, that it is a Martin Dreadnought, okay? Second, that it has all the vintage styling appointments. Having had the guitar a few days, I can say I would absolutely buy this thing again. It plays like a dream, sounds amazing, and looks way more expensive than it actually is. Okay, I might have to take a little bit of issue with the first bit here, okay? Is that it is a Martin Dreadnought. Okay, I used to fall into the category of folks that believe that you can only play bluegrass and folky music with a Martin guitar. I own a Recording King here I'm about to tell you about, and I can tell you guys that I am so happy that I don't have this mentality anymore. Does Martin make terrific instruments? Absolutely. And to be quite honest, their vintage 1937 or authentic style rather is probably the guitar that I would pick over any other if I had the money to buy it. However, when you are working within this price range, I honestly feel like you are kind of throwing away some money, because for $1,000, you're going to be able to get way more bang for your buck, which takes us to the next guitar on the list, the Recording King RD328 Tonewood Reserve Dreadnought Acoustic Guitar. This is my guitar, okay? So I'm going to be a bit biased here, but I want to tell you a story about why I purchased this guitar here, okay? So I was kind of in the market for a guitar about a year ago. I was in Nashville going to all the shops, and if I found something within my price range, which was really closer to $2,000, I'd buy it. That's just kind of how I work, but I've got to go in. It's got to speak to me. It's got to be a great sounding guitar. And really what I'm looking for is something that resembles that classic Martin D28, bassy, trebly, all of the above sound, okay? So played tons of guitars in Nashville. Nothing really caught my attention. Come back home to Knoxville, which is a couple hours east. So this was January 2024. And I just happened to walk into my home shop, Ciderville Music, and pick up this RD328, okay? So at the time, there were 2 in stock. Now, what I'm looking at right now on Sweetwater is saying that they are in stock. Let me just check that real fast. Okay, they are. I mentioned this because ever since I bought that guitar in that shop that day, I have not been able to find another RD328 in any music shop I've ever been to. And all the owners say the exact same thing. They cannot keep these guitars on the shelf, okay? Now, this is modeled after the D28, okay? So it makes sense why it would sound like one, all right? The RD328 comes with Adirondack spruce tops and Indian rosewood back and sides. It's a beautiful guitar. The downside for me is that it's not like a natural finish. It's got more of like a glossy finish, but this herringbone trim, classic looking nut and saddle, really an all around classic guitar. This does have a V-neck, which I've spoke about in other videos. It makes it a little unique. It took me a little while to get used to it. Now I don't think I'll ever be able to go back, but this thing seriously packs a punch. I've had it for almost a year. I love it. I would buy it again in a heartbeat. As a matter of fact, I would almost buy its cousin, the RD318, which is just a model of the Martin 318. It's got this center stripe on the back. And like I said, this thing packs a punch. Super, super affordable. I still can't believe that in 2024, with the price of everything as it is, that this guitar is $800. And remember, if you get it from Sweetwater, they're going to ship it to you for free and give you a 2-year warranty. So everything is covered, okay? I don't like so much the tuning machines. That's really my biggest gripe. But honestly speaking, you can get those replaced. You can even add a nice pickup and this thing will still come in super affordable. Yes, I'm biased, but this is the guitar I highly recommend if you are looking for one under $1,000. Next on the list is an Alvarez. So I've been on the Bluegrass forums on Reddit recently, and I'm discovering that a lot of folks have really positive opinions about Alvarez guitars. I played one down at Papa Odell's in Cleveland, Tennessee the other day, and honestly, it was one from the 90s. It had some wear and tear, but it sounded great. I hate the way that this bridge looks. I do. I would never buy this guitar for this very reason. But at $799, you are getting, let me just make sure I'm not going to tell you the wrong thing. So dreadnought style, African mahogany back and sides, and solid AAA Sitka spruce top. Let me know in the comments what you think about Alvarez guitars. You definitely don't run into them that often in a bluegrass jam or circle, but you don't not run into them, okay? So decent sounding guitars. It's got a cool herringbone trim, and they look pretty classic. Definitely some elements about these that I personally just kind of hate, especially that bridge. I don't like this sort of inlay here on the neck, but let me know what you think in the comments. Let's move on to the next guitar. Okay, I had to throw this one in here, because there wasn't a whole lot of dreadnought style guitars under $1,000 on Sweetwater. This is a Hummingbird by Epiphone, okay? You have to look long and hard to find videos of any bluegrasser playing an Epiphone guitar. I really enjoy, for whatever reason, like these sort of electric style tuning machines on an acoustic guitar. I think it looks really good on this guitar. Let me know what you think about these pick guards. It's kind of what makes a Hummingbird, and these inlays as well. These are pretty basic. I don't know. Not my favorite style of guitar. Let's check out the specs here real fast. So Sitka spruce top with mahogany back and sides. It's a solid wood guitar. Like I said, you're probably not going to see a lot of these in the bluegrass jam, but still a decent sounding instrument, I'm sure. And Epiphone's a real revered brand name. And at $849, it's under $1,000, but it still ain't cheap. So let me know what you think. And last is this Yamaha Red Label FG3 acoustic guitar. It's labeled natural here on the website. And for me, this is the guitar here on the list that I like the look of. I like the aesthetics of most of all. It gives off this real like vintage D18 sort of vibe. And Yamaha's super underrated. I look up all this stuff on the internet, or I have recently, because I'm trying to educate myself more in how guitars are made and, what makes a great sounding guitar. And the one thing that I'm coming across, Yamahas are underrated. Okay. So this one has a classic look. I like everything about this guitar. Sort of a strange feature is how this pick guard sort of juts out there right underneath the end of the neck there, which is interesting. It's a little unusual. It's usually like a more pointed angle on most guitars, but super impressive back. Let me look at the specs real fast. Solid Sitka spruce top with solid mahogany back and sides. And this one also comes with a soft shell case. Folks, remember Sweetwater Music. They also offer 2-year warranties on most of these products and free shipping. I shop at Sweetwater a lot because unfortunately the home shops a lot of times just don't have what I need in stock. Check out all these guitars in the description below and let me know what you think about them and if you would actually buy these for your collection. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.